Have you ever gotten a bad sandwich? Come on, be honest. Well, maybe you've cursed the chef or the restaurant. But what if you were served a subpar sandwich that ruined a $10 million painting? Probably not something you'd think could happen, unless you're the world's worst food critic. But that's exactly what happened in 1987 when Robert Cambridge paid a visit to the National Portrait Gallery in London. Let me tell you about it. Inside the gallery hung a priceless 17th century portrait of Oliver Cromwell, one of Britain's most famous and controversial historical figures. It was a quiet afternoon until suddenly a man named Robert Cambridge strolled in carrying a sawed-off shotgun. He'd managed to smuggle the weapon inside his trousers, and he walked calmly up to the Cromwell painting and fired. The shot tore through the canvas, startling visitors and staff alike. Luckily, nobody was hurt, but the once priceless portrait was now in shreds. When tackled by security, Cambridge gave his reason for the attack. He believed that Britain was in severe decline, and his proof was a government-issued cheese sandwich that he'd been given earlier that day. Seriously, it was that bad. To him, the sandwich symbolized everything wrong with the country, which made it the perfect target for his attack. In his mind, destroying a piece of British history was just the way to protest against the government and their awful sandwich. The painting was insured, but restoring such an old and damaged piece of art cost over £100,000 in 1987, equal to several million today. Of course, no amount of money could undo the cultural damage done to such an irreplaceable artwork. In the end, Cambridge was sentenced to 4 months in prison for criminal mischief. But after his release, he became something of a folk hero to some who admired his bizarre act of vandalism. And that, dear viewers, is the story of how a bad sandwich led to a $10 million loss. Maybe don't trust food critics with deadly weapons. Or maybe don't eat cheese sandwiches before visiting priceless art galleries. Who am I to say? This has been your host. And if you want to learn more about crazy history, stay tuned for more updates.